Okay, so hi Jason, how are you?
I'm all right, Jay. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. I guess the main question we want to ask you is, you're now on the 23rd series of the Gadget Show.
How do you know that? I didn't know that.
You didn't know you're on the 23rd series?
No, no, it just all rolls into one.
Yeah, so that's what we were going to ask. How does it feel like it's gone on for so long? Is it still exciting for you? How does it stay exciting for you?
Yeah, well, it stays exciting for me and the rest of the team because the technology obviously changes so quickly, almost daily it seems. And that curve is that exponential curve, to give it its correct name. It just means that it keeps changing ever more quickly. It's extraordinary. When you consider that after the first couple of series of the Gadget Show, we weren't sure whether it would be recommissioned because maybe the technology wouldn't be changing quickly enough. That seems like such a joke now because we can't even keep up with it. In fact, it's almost like the rest of the world, not that we were the first, we weren't, but we were certainly one of the first dedicated technology shows in the UK. And now there's so many different ways that you can get that information. So I hope that we can carry on with the likes of the growth of YouTube and lots of other ways of consuming your gadget review content. Okay. But we're going to do our best.
Okay, so my next question is, one quirky thing we found out about you is that you hold several Guinness World Records.
Yes, I do.
So would you like to tell us a little bit more about that and how that was set up and how you went about that?
Yeah, well, I just do loads of Guinness World Records as part of the Gadget Show. I've got to defer to them for that because it's down to the show that I do those things. The one that I'm most famous of, is the world's fastest jet-powered luge, which is 118 miles an hour.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
And I only did it on my second attempt because the first attempt I crashed at like 100 miles an hour. So, the world record stuff's great. I've got a loop-the-loop with a remote control vehicle. World's longest jump with a remote control car. It's quite fun. World's biggest video game. Okay.
So my next question is, what led you to become so passionate about gadgets and technology?
Well, it was my upbringing, really. Mm-hmm. My dad was into plastics, and he used to run a company that made injection and extrusion mouldings, and that meant that all these prototypes for what then, 1979, 1980, 1981, were the first generation of gadgets, personal computers, first digital watch, first, consumer technology. I would get to play with them as a kid, and I was fascinated by them. I started programming my ZX80, ZX81, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amiga, you name it, and that's how I got into it.
Okay, the Gadget Show Expo and Tour, is it coming on? Is it being done this year?
Yeah, it's called Gadget Show Live.
Gadget Show Live.
Although I like Gadget Show Expo, that's quite nice. And I like the idea of a tour. We've not done a tour, but we should do that. That's happening at the NEC.
That's at NEC. That's why I asked. I went a few years ago.
Did you?
I'm not sure if you remember me from there,
of
but
course
you probably.
I do.
So
row 7.
I just remember there being an expo there because I went with my friend and he bought an iPad 2 that day. Right. So that's why I thought Expo, but Gadget Show Live. So when's that going to be at the NEC?
Oh, God, man, I think it's the 9th to the 12th of April. You should have asked because I've probably got that wrong. It's the first or second-ish week in April. Okay. And it's at the NEC in Birmingham, and it's absolutely awesome. As you say correctly, big exposition or exhibition of amazing technology from sort of normal consumer stuff right up there to like sort of pro-level drones. There's a test area where you can get on like electric skateboards and stuff. And of course the live theatre, the super theatre, where we do like an event. Yeah.
I remember a show being done. Yeah. And I remember, like you said, there was a lot of technology that hadn't been just released yet. So I said my friend bought the iPad 2. I think it was in its first month or just about to be released. Yeah, sort of really nifty stuff there that hasn't just been released to the public just yet.
Yeah, obviously we try and amaze with prototypes and new stuff, flying things in the main theatre, dance acts that use LED costumes and stuff like that. Really unusual stuff. And then on the main show floor, companies exhibit small companies that might make their own, LCD screen that's in a mirror or some kind of active, interesting smartphone case or whatever, right up to the big manufacturers who are releasing their new stuff, and a game zone to kill for. Some really great games get launched or previewed in beta.
I remember that's when I first played the 3DS. Played Street Fighter because I'm a big Street Fighter fan. So
yeah, man, I like a bit of Street Fighter as well.
Might have to challenge you one day.
Yeah, I hope. Super Smash Brothers.
I haven't played the new one, but I'm a big fan. I play with my little brothers on Smash Brothers Ball, but I need to play the new one. Soon.
Yeah, man. And so all of that sort of stuff, games, all your favourite tech, Gadget Show Live. Wish I could remember the date.
Okay, thank you, Jason, for coming down. Pleasure to talk to you, Jay, and best of luck with everything.
It was a pleasure for me being interviewed by you. You're probably the next Jonathan Ross. Yeah, baby. Love to meet you, seriously.
No worries.
Yeah, I love the fact that you followed me on that.
No
You didn't
worries.
think what an embarrassing old man.
Nah,
you
never.
actually went for it.
Yeah, of course. It's just
I love
two
you,
people
man.
talking. Thank you.
Jay.